Oh, it is so good to have you here. Thank you so very much for coming on by. Damon Bruce Plus, as always, we're brought to you by Ike Sandwiches. Something delicious just waiting for you at my man Ike's. I can promise you that. Ooh, turn that volume down on that phone. My goodness. And, our good friends at the Dubliner say good morning as well. It is great to be with you. Thanks for being here. Sip of the day, right off the rip. It's a good Monday, folks. We are off and running. And do you realize that we are this Monday and one more Monday away from actual football? That's it. We're less than 2 weeks from 49ers Seahawks. We're less than 2 weeks from week one. We are just a handful of days away from the first Thursday night, not this Thursday night, but next Thursday night. The entire season kicks off for Thursday night football. And every single team in the NFL right now is doing the math inside their own locker room. Who stays, who goes, who's on the inside looking out, who's on the outside looking in. 53 men, one roster. That's what every single NFL team is doing over the next 24 hours. And I'll tell you, we've already got some news coming out of 49ers. There's a rumor and we got news. The news is they've already started making some cuts and nothing surprising here. Carter Bradley and Tanner Mordecai both waived. Thank you so much for your preseason participation. Jalen Allen, defensive lineman. Shaquille Brown, defensive lineman, also waived. They have released running back Keyshawn Vaughn, and Isaiah Prince has been put on injured reserve, the backup offensive lineman who did a lot of false starting when the team was in Las Vegas. So those are the first casualties as the 49ers pare down to 53. I'm going to give you my 53-man roster here in just a second. But I want to talk about something that, Kruger and I were discussing on Sunday morning's 49ers Wake Up, because we came to you the day after the game, as we usually promise. And he said that when he was in the press box, he heard, birdies chirping, that something big was going to happen to the 49ers roster before the actual roster was released. Meaning what? Is this about Juwan Jennings? Is this about the big trade for Terry McLaurin? No, it's not. They're not going to be trading for Terry McLaurin, who re-ups with the Commanders. We'll get to that in just a second. I don't think anything dramatic is coming other than what would be bad news about Juwan Jennings. And I don't mean like bad news he's hurt and can't go, but bad news that they have remained at their contractual impasse, and they might consider starting Juwan Jennings' season on IR, which would mean he would be out automatically the first 4 weeks. Remember, you're banking on Juwan Jennings helping you get through the first 4 weeks. So if the 49ers were to do that, that would basically be a declaration of war with Camp Jennings. It's a little too late to be going to war with your own players, if you don't mind me saying. This negotiation has been stupid, multiplied by bad timing, multiplied by not making an actual choice of a direction, and having the Ganas to go in that direction. There's a lot of tiptoeing around this, and the 49ers have tiptoed themselves into a bad situation. And look, Tim Kawakami, I was reading a little bit of what he had to say about this, and he's right. Let me go ahead and dial this up. Tim Kawakami said, to put Jennings on IR, that would sideline him for at least the first 4 games of the season. And it would hurt Jennings financially by severely reducing his chances at triggering incentives and game bonuses, and also would leave the 49ers dangerously thin at wide receiver for the start of the season. So it's a straight up nobody's going to win. Like, you're unhappy with your money right now, Juwan Jennings. Wait until you see it when you can't hit your performance bonuses, your game bonuses. And if the 49ers are happy right now with their wide receiver room, how do you feel about it without Juwan Jennings? You guys really want to make that bet? To me, it's ridiculous that they have gotten to this place, that they are so far down the road of not being able to circle the wagons of, let's be reasonable about all this. Like, everybody's painting to themselves into corners that some better negotiating and foresight along the way would probably prevent it from happening in the first place. Big Niners news, big shakeup coming. I doubt it. It's a little late in the game for something tremendous or big or earth-shattering. I mean, prove me wrong, San Francisco. Pull something out of your rear end in the next few hours that makes me go, whoa, okay, that's addressing a wide receiver room or something. Like, I dare you. I don't think anything is really going to happen that makes everybody go, wow, what a dramatic change to their roster. What a dramatic, this really now has me redoing the calculus on the entire year and who's going to be what and blah, blah, blah. I think I've heard a few boys cry wolf too many times for me to go running to see if there's really a wolf this time around. Anyways, it is so good to see you. Thank you for being here. Hit like and subscribe if you would, please. We got a goal. It's a simple goal. It's a humble goal, but it's a little aggressive. I want to be at 50,000 subs by the 49ers bye week, and I'm going to need you to help me get there. Please tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell an enemy for all I care about this YouTube channel. Share it. Push the videos along and around. It would really, really help it grow, and you guys are a huge part of this growth. There is just no doubt about it. It means an awful lot to me. You've been so helpful. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the supers, as always. Thank you for dipping in and becoming a member, checking out merch. We got Rita Thomas, who said Moody traded to Arsenal. The 49ers signed a new kicker out of Inter Miami. Messi, couple of World Cups. Hey, the World Cup's coming to Levi's Stadium. That's what made Messi decide, yeah, this is time for me to go to the NFL. Look, I think Moody's on the roster. And I don't think he should be. But they are pot committed to making this guy's career happen. Football team be damned. I mean, it's just... assets or liabilities. I understand why they want Jake Moody to happen, but I think he's more of a liability than an asset to this football team. And I would believe that teams playing against the 49ers are happy that they haven't cut Jake Moody. I mean, I don't know. Or maybe Jake Moody's going to be fantastic this year. I don't know. I don't know. But, man, he doesn't look like the most confident kicker I've ever seen through an NFL face mask. And it really is up here. He's got the leg talent to do it. I don't know. I mean, like, here's the thing. I'm not going to care about something that the team clearly doesn't care about. I mean, they are trying to get this Moody thing to happen for 3 years in a row now. So we'll see. We'll see. How much easier would it have been if you just let the guy who hit the most field goals in practice win the kicking competition? How much easier would it have been to have a legitimate kicking competition if there weren't always this roster reshuffling and a game of musical chairs due to injuries and holdouts and just, the Niners, even though it doesn't look like there's a big puddle of offseason bullshit to drown in, the 49ers are constantly like, bring the hose. Let's make a puddle. We'll drown in what should have been a smooth, easy offseason anyway. Why are they so self-destructive? Hit that like button. Red Jet, thank you so very much. Good morning to you all. Good morning this morning. Good morning. It's always great to see you. It truly, truly is. I mean, come on. So let's stop screwing around. Let's put this 53-man roster together. Are you ready? Because I think I got it. I sat down. I wrote these all down. If you see me looking down here, it's because I got a list. Here is my 53-man roster. Punter, kicker, long snapper. First three guys right there. And Jake Moody's your kicker, so he's on the team, folks. Until something changes, Jake Moody is on your team. So we're really, even though it's a 53-man roster, we're looking for 50 guys because the three guys are your kicker, your punter, your long snapper. So we're looking for 50 other dudes. And here we go. The first two are your first two quarterbacks. It's Brock Purdy and Mac Jones. The other quarterbacks they just waived today, like I said to Larry on Sunday, Curtis Rourke is going to look at those guys and think, hot supper. I can beat them out, no problem. So they're both gone now. It's Brock Purdy and Mac Jones as your running backs, or excuse me, as your quarterbacks. Your running backs, you're carrying 5 running backs. We all know it's Christian McCaffrey and Brian Robinson Jr. now. Isaac Guerrero is obviously on this team. Jordan James is on this team. And Kyle Juszczyk is going to be your 5th guy. So there you go. You got 5 running backs. You got 2 quarterbacks. And now we're at 7 human beings on the team. You got 5 wide receivers. And for just giggles, I was bold enough to put Juwan Jennings on the team. I mean, we'll see if the 49ers are bold enough to do that. Juwan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, Jordan Watkins, Russell Gage Jr., and Sky Moore. Wow. That is not impressive. It really isn't. Now, we all know that Jacob Cowing is on injured reserve and will come off it at some point here, but what do you want to give Jacob Cowing to ever making a difference on this roster? I don't know if he ever will. Veteran Demarcus Robinson will be the first guy to join this wide receivers room the minute his 3-game suspension is over, and Russell Gage Jr. is probably in that moment getting waived, if not maybe Sky Moore, to make room for him on the roster. And then Brandon Ayuk's going to have to return at some point. So your wide receivers going to Seattle, Juwan Jennings, you hope, Ricky Pearsall, Jordan Watkins, Russell Gage Jr., and Sky Moore. I'm sorry, Robbie Chosen. I wanted Bobby Choice on the team, but I don't think he's going to make it. The team's going to keep 3 tight ends. I don't think Tongas makes this team. I think it's going to be Kittle, Luke Farrell, and Braden Willis. So there are your 3 tight ends for this roster. Your offensive linemen, you'll be keeping 10. Your starters across the board, Williams, Barch, Brendel, Pooney, McKivitz, with Spencer Burford, Connor Colby, Austin Pleasance, Nick Zakel, and Matt Hennessy, I think is going to be the guy on this team that makes this team. Austin Pleasance was the guy whose inclusion on IR today opened up the room for Matt Hennessy to make this team. But Connor Colby's on this team. I do not think Drew Moss makes this team. I think he's going to be a cut casualty here before it's all said and done. Again, we're not going to be keeping too many undrafted players, and I really hope they keep that Sebastian Valdez. We'll get to him in a second. But there's our offense. We got our offense spoken for. Your defensive line. Again, I got Sebastian Valdez on this defensive line. I do. It's Nick Bosa, Mykel Williams, Bryce Huff, Alfred Collins, CJ West, Sebastian Valdez, Kalea Davis, Sam Aquinu, and Jordan Elliott. I think they're keeping 9 defensive linemen here as the season begins. Evan Anderson, Robert Beal Jr. I would rather see what Sebastian Valdez has more than what Robert Beal Jr. might have. Maybe I'm wrong about Evan Anderson because I know that the team likes Evan Anderson. If Evan Anderson is on the team, maybe that means Sebastian Valdez is not. Maybe Kalea Davis is not if they go with Evan Anderson. Your linebackers, you got 6 of them. This is Fred Warner, D. Winters, Luke Gifford, Nick Martin, Tatum Bethune, even though he didn't play in the final preseason game, on this team. Chaz Surratt, does he have a chance to now make this team with a broken forearm to Curtis Robinson? We'll see. We'll see. You're keeping 6 cornerbacks. Diamador Lenore, Renardo Green, Upton Stout, Dallas Flowers. Chase Lucas is on the team, and Darrell Luter Jr. makes the team. I know that Fabian Moreau came back today to practice, but I don't know if he is going to be around Santa Clara. I mean, unless he's invited to be on the practice squad. I don't know if he's actually on this roster come week 1. Pinnock, Siegel, Saran Neal, and Jair Brown are your safeties. And again, your specialists are Thomas Morstead, Jake Moody, and John Weeks. And I know that I just threw an awful lot of names at you. You add them up together, you get a 53-man roster. That's the way I think it's going to go. I bet you I'm wrong on no more than maybe 2 or 3 spots. But we'll see. We'll score it all together, and we'll talk about what I do or don't know when we gather again I am sure. Either way, when you gather with your office, when you gather with your friends and you're thinking, what should we order for lunch today? Let me tell you about my man, Ike. Hopefully you are in an Ike's delivery area. Hopefully you got an Ike somewhere around you. And if you don't, I can tell you the expansion is happening, baby. I saw an email from Ike today saying that new locations will be coming soon. Started as a West Coast phenomenon, is now expanding eastward. My man is blowing up. He's got special sandwiches, running $10 combo specials this week on some sandwiches. We'll have some artwork to celebrate that as the week goes along. It is National Sandwich Month. And of course, my man Ike is all over it. I want you to get all over our good friends at the Dubliner. I mean, belly right up to one of the best bars in San Francisco, the Dubliner West Portal. Say hi to Kenny and John for me. You can bring your Ikes into the Dubliner with you. You can have Ikes delivered to the Dubliner. You can have a pizza from Little Original Joe's right across the street. We didn't even need that delivered. You could walk over and get it and come right back to the Dubliner West Portal because it's right there. There's so many great options on West Portal. If you're waiting for a table at Elena's, go to the Dubliner. It's right across the street, basically, just half a block down the street, other side of the street. Love the guys at the Dubliner. Giants fans have been needing to drink through this baseball season. Do so at the Dubliner. Hopefully this is a football season that you're just enjoying watching with friends at the Dubliner, not needing a drink to get through the football season, but, you know, much to be seen is coming up. Plus meetup, a Niner watch party at one of these Saturdays, torturous Sundays. No, Red Jet, here's the thing. Torture or not, I am on the air during these games. I can't hang out with you. We are going to be doing live watch parties, so we will all be hanging out together, just not in person. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to pick like a 49ers Thursday night game or something and do our Plus Mania meetup that following Sunday. So we are going to be getting together during this football season. There's going to be a few chances for that to happen. I'll go down with the guys. I'm going to schedule that bad boy, and boom. Otis, you're right. It's not there all the time, but they do have a hot dog stand on Sundays next to the Dubliner. There's a good hot dog stand. Love it. Absolutely love it. What have we got here? We got a lot of people. Oh, yeah, we got Red Jet. Okay, online meetups work too. Let's go. Yeah. Hey, I got to be here. I got to be here during the live watch streams. So I think we got ourselves a 53-man roster almost set. The good news also around the 49ers is Mykel Williams, CJ West, Richie Grant, Ben Barch, and Mac Jones. And as I told you earlier, Fabian Moreau all returned to practice today. So that's good. I mean, how many weeks in this preseason has Monday greeted you with a list of guys returning to practice? Not enough, if you don't mind me saying. Not enough. Again, I hope the 49ers are not really going to put Juwan Jennings on IR. I mean, at this point, I know that they don't want precedent established in that locker room, and they don't want guys asking for money every new year, but they had painted themselves into a corner of their own inaction that I think that they now have to buy their way out of. And sometimes you got to sell a little morality to buy your way out of a problem. You know, the Niners' moral, we don't want to renegotiate twice. We don't want to do this for this guy and not do it for McKivitz. I don't, think of the bad feelings that you'll be. Here's the thing. Think of the bad feelings that'll be in that locker room if you lose to Seattle. Think of those bad feelings. How are those bad feelings sitting with the team? Starting 0-1 with a division loss. Is that going to be good feelings? I don't want to worry about the changing emotional temperature of anyone who is, not happy with or unhappy that or this, that, because this, and my guy didn't. Too late. Too late. Too late for kumbaya. Everybody happy, perfect is what we're achieving. Too late for perfect. You got to take pretty good. Dragging your feet, and then wondering why your sneakers are so dirty. It's nuts. All right. I am become death destroyer of words. Niners start 1-3. You heard it here first. Really? Like that's you're going public with that? 1-3 start. You're not even going to go 2-2 there. It's 1-3. What do you think they start 0-3? Is that it? They're going to lose to the Seahawks. They're going to lose to the Saints. They're going to lose to the Cardinals. And then they salvage their 0-3 start with a win over Jacksonville. I mean, the Cardinals are always a headache. God bless them. I don't think the 49ers are 1-3. But you never know. And that's the beauty of the NFL. Coffee is right this morning. By the way, JP from the 510 says, I'm taking receipts. Good. You can keep the receipts. You can keep the receipt. Oh, they will split division games. So you got them losing to Jacksonville at home with a first-year coach. Okay. Thank you. Hey, how about for all this uncertainty, you give me one of these? Hold on, here we go. I think I got it for you. Where is my guy?
Come on, Dees. Dees nuts.
I mean, there you go, Sam Bruno, Mike. Thanks for the super, buddy. We are getting close, too. No doubt about it. Maximum 6 of the first 9 games on the road, opening in Seattle, short at wide receiver. Don't get cocky, folks. Just saying. Buster, this is good advice. You never want to get cocky because things can change quickly in this league, but I'm going to tell you right now, there really are no road games. As a matter of fact, the 49ers might even be playing in a louder pro 49er stadium on the road at times than they are even at Levi's. The Niners travel better than just about any team in sports. They really do. So I'm not worried about the Niners playing all these games on the road. And you can say, hey, look at all these road opportunities early. What I see is a lot of home cooking late. And I would rather have home cooking late define my schedule than a whole bunch of early games at home. We'll see. A little honesty here now from Death Destroyer of Words. It's Monday. My doomer attitude will change by tomorrow. Okay, good. Bring it on. The offense will be explosive. The D will rush the passer. J49, man, I hope you're right. And here's the thing. It is impossible and it's stupid to look at what we've seen from the 49ers preseason work and come away with a big conclusion other way in any direction. The only real conclusion is you should still be probably worried about Jake Moody. That's the only thing that is definitively going to be the carryover from the preseason into the regular season. Everything else changes. Hopefully the only other carryover is, man, Brock Purdy and Ricky Pearsall really look like they got a little something cooking between the two of them. Hopefully you got that going for you. Hopefully you do. Again, I don't understand the dragging your feet to accomplish nothing negotiating tactic. Again, think of all the holding out that Trent Williams went through. Before that, think of Nick Bosa. Think of all of we're not going to immediately get this deal done. And what did it end up costing the 49ers? It cost them games. Why not get that money to somebody today when tomorrow the price of business goes up? All the time. The money you spend on a player tomorrow will be more than the money you spend today. And why the 49ers didn't anticipate and feel this Juwan Jennings situation coming up when it's happened so often, I don't understand it. And, it's not just the 49ers, though. It really isn't. Did you see what's happened in Washington? We talked about Terry McLaurin before. Terry McLaurin was officially unhappy. Terry McLaurin wants out of Washington. There is no coming back. He burnt the bridge. It's not going to happen. Terry McLaurin's going to get out of Washington. All the while, Washington has its best target for its young wide receiver, its young quarterback, and you don't walk away from that. Like, if you ask Jaden Daniels, who do you want around next year? Terry McLaurin's at the top of that list. So they were never going to trade Terry McLaurin, and what do you know? They haven't. Oh, well, they're going to go to the mattresses in this ugly holdout, and there's going to be savage, brutal, vicious negotiations, and that'll show them. No, Terry McLaurin has a new 3-year deal with an annual average value over $30 million a year. And if the Commanders on day one of Terry McLaurin's "I'm not happy with my contract" gave him the contract that they gave him today, he wouldn't have held out for a second. What did the Washington Commanders accomplish by going to the mattresses over this negotiation with Terry McLaurin? Because they didn't save a penny. As a matter of fact, they're paying premium. You know, they're paying retail. They didn't get Terry McLaurin on wholesale with this great holdout and smooth negotiation or the rough negotiation. They gave "you just got fucked by Terry McLaurin" money to Terry McLaurin. Now, we still haven't seen like the details of the guarantees, and I don't know how much is real shock or sticker shock with all this, but again, the money that Terry McLaurin wanted and got was the money that the Commanders could have offered him on day one of the acrimony, and it would have all been put to bed. They saved absolutely nothing. All they did was make sure is that their best wide receiver wasn't in camp working on chemistry with their young quarterback. Congratulations. Congratulations to the smartest men in the room who paid top dollar in a negotiation with zero savings and only precious practice time lost. What are you doing? What are you doing? Now, if you told me, hey, man, Terry McLaurin, you know, he caved. He signed for $50 million. So Washington won this. Then I'd say, all right, I guess it was worth, you know, retarding the growth of your offense and your young quarterback to save $40 million. They didn't save anything. They got absolutely bent over by Terry McLaurin on this contract. Why? Like, why? Why do that? You know, the Dallas Cowboys are going through the exact same thing with Micah Parsons right now. You watch, Micah Parsons is going to get stupid money put down in front of him, and the only thing that's happened was a lot of acrimony for a price point that if you just gave it to him in the first place would have never happened. It is crazy. How do these teams even function at times? Like, Adam Peters is a smart guy. He just went through this a whole bunch of different ways with the 49ers. You'd think that he would take lessons learned here and bring them to his new job. Nope. But when it comes to, like, who is maybe actually, like, provably, demonstrably, yeah. Anyways, who's the dumbest freaking team out there? It's got to be the Cincinnati Bengals. It really does. The Cincinnati Bengals, they got the numbers that we got here in this Doug Farrar column. And the fact that they're not running to Trey Hendrickson right now and getting a deal done with him is just insane. I mean, think about it. You invested all that money in your quarterback, all that money in your wide receivers. You got all that money on offense. You got something interesting. For the first time in a long time, you have, you know, if there are 6 great quarterbacks in this league, Joe Burrow's 2 of them. There's not a lot of guys who are legitimately great at quarterback. Burrow continues to prove how great he is in a less than situation where he's now going to be asked to go out and score 45 a game. This is from Doug Farrar. This is how stupid teams function and operate. Listen to what the Bengals are doing. Because, you know, the Bengals just don't want to give Trey Hendrickson massive money, $30+ million a year, big boy money. And they should. Or maybe they're saying, like, look how bad we are with him, so we can be just that bad without him. No. Not when the numbers come on back. So their defense last year in Cincinnati ranked 27th in DVOA, and that's with Trey Hendrickson in the mix. Hendrickson was on the field for 286 snaps last season. Does Cincinnati realize that we count these things? Does Cincinnati realize that you can do math that says Here's the team you are with this player on the field, and here's the team you are without this player on the field. Does Cincinnati have an internet connection? I think that's a legitimate question. Are the Bengals online? Like, seriously, I'm asking for a friend. Are the Bengals online? Because if the Bengals are in line, they could probably get this same information. So Hendrickson was on the field for 286 snaps last year. Now, their defense wasn't very good with him. But without him, it's totally unserviceable. Without Hendrickson on the field, Cincinnati's pressure rate dropped from 37% to 25%. That's a 12% drop in one dude. Their sack rate dropped from 6% to 3%. That is halved, by the way, for those of you who are not math majors. Their opponent touchdown rate nearly doubled from 4.1% to 9.4%. So with the guy, it's not very good. Without the guy, it's like you're not even putting 11 men out there to play defense. Doug Farrar writes, it's not often that one player makes such a difference to a defense all by himself. It's even more unusual for players to be viewed as fungible by an organization lucky enough to have them. Wherever Hendrickson lines up in 2025 and beyond, he'll have his status as a top-tier edge rusher to bring along with him. How it is amazing that there hasn't been some other team that has come in with the Godfather offer for this guy. That's how special he is. That's how game-wrecking he is. But what's even more amazing is that the Bengals haven't figured out a way to get this done. This is why bad football teams remain bad football teams for the entire span of your life. But for a blip with Boomer Esiason and the Icky Shuffle, the Cincinnati Bengals have been team irrelevant my entire life. Why? It's because this is how you do business on the cheap without understanding the price of talent and the investment in it. It's insane. It truly, truly is. I got another little something here that I think is insane to tell you. Two things that are insane. First of all, did you watch a little college football over the weekend? Of course you did. How great was it to see a little college football back? Brock Purdy's going to start his season happy. Iowa State's already on the board with a big W over Kansas State. Farmageddon played over in Ireland. By the way, that is a great name for a matchup. Iowa State versus Kansas State. They call it Farmageddon. That is A+. So again, you want Brock Purdy as happy as possible. Happy Brock Purdy's good for every 49er fan. Brock Purdy happy. Oh, hold on. We got some supers. Before we start changing our subject to college football, let's get through them. I bet they're 49er related. Joseph Ernberg, Mr. Positivity. Look, 0-5 start. Then they rip off 12 in a row. Hey, all I can tell you is that Joseph, for the first time ever, has written the 49ers might win the Super Bowl. Thank you, Joseph. This is an incredible moment for you. What a breakthrough. I feel like a therapist who said a breakthrough with, a loyal client. Like we finally got to the fact that, that summer at summer camp really changed how you feel about yourself. It's a big breakthrough for us here. All-Star Luna coming in with a 5 spot. Thank you very much. The Ganja Jar thanks you, All-Star. Kyle should give Moody a test before he makes the roster. Make 30-plus field goals in a row. Make 3 50-yard field goals in a row. Oh, believe me, he's out there. It's not the 50-yard field goal I'm worried about. It is the point after touchdown. That's the thing. I want to see 100 point after touchdown kicks go through. Just give me 100 in a row. These things have to be automatic. Missed 50-yard field goals are a reality for any kicker. It's the point after touchdown that can't be missed. That's my problem with Jake Moody. Seriously. And I'm not going to be complaining about the near misses. I know that we're trying to count a near miss against him. That was a 3-point field goal. Nearly missed it. 3 points. I'm not counting it as a near miss. That's a make in my book. I don't know why their loyalty to Jake Moody is so solid, but they will quickly run out of patience in a lot of other positions and categories. It's amazing to me. It was like when I still believed in Moses Moody, who I no longer believe in. But when I still believe in Moses Moody with the Golden State Warriors, I would say, this guy is going to get a chance to play tonight, maybe. And he better be perfect, because if he's perfect, he'll get his 11 minutes. But the minute he's going to make a mistake, he's going to get pulled off this floor. Meanwhile, you'd have guys out there just, doing not nearly enough and been given a lot of room to do not nearly enough. Why? Because they're veterans. Didn't make much sense. Anyways, another super here from Carlos Niner 94. Nothing to say. Just tucking bucks in the ganja jar. Thank you very much, Carlos Niner. Really, really appreciate that. Hey, what do you know? Just got home. Jillian, the Hunting Wives. Oh my, see, I told you. Did you like the Hunting Wives? Hunting Wives on Netflix is the best trashy smut television you're going to see this year, maybe. Imagine a whole bunch of Texas MAGA hot wives, lesbianism, gunplay, criminals, murder. It's great. It's so sloppy. It is so sloppy. Enjoy. Oh, Blood Moon says, hey, just call Jim and trade Moody for Dicker. He believes, Dicker the kicker, a fictitious kicker that Blood Moon really wants to happen. We'll do everything we can. Look, there have been some people here. There have been some people who've done everything they could to get get Moody, Jake Moody, off this team. There's no amount of internet anxiety. There's no amount of anger coming from anyone that the 49ers are going to notice. They got a pet project. His name apparently is Jake Moody, unless something dramatic happens, and he's the big roster cut that we were hearing whispers about in the press box in that final preseason game. I don't know. Is something dramatic going to happen? I don't think so. I already gave you my 53-man roster. I hope you were thoroughly, thoroughly entertained. What do we got? We got over 270 people in the room, and we're not even at 125 likes yet. Would you please do me a favor? Allow that algorithm to give me a kiss right here on the forehead. Tap that thumbs up button. Leave a comment. Like, seriously, your comment can just be holding down the X button and just leave a comment. It's good. I don't think I don't think YouTube's actually reading these comments, but more interaction. The more you reach out and you touch the show, either with a like, a subscribe, a notify, it helps the growth, baby. What is amazing is how often, see, this is what I'm talking about. Joseph responding. That helps. But look, I totally lost my train of thought. So let's move on. We came back for some supers, which distracted me. Oh, and I was saying thank you very much for watching, subscribing, hit like, and notify, all that good shit. I've got two interesting things from college football to tell you about. Number one, week 0, good to have you back. How about Stanford losing at Hawaii? Ugh, Andrew Luck, your first game as the presiding guru of Stanford football. Embarrassing. Go to fly to Hawaii and lose. Gabrielle Perel, Hunting Wives, The Hunting Wives on Netflix. Check it out. Check it out. Yeah, Chef A, by the way, Hunting Wives, fun. It is. It's just good old-fashioned trashy television. It's great. It's like right from a classy trailer park where they're only serving Sprites and Mountain Dews in crystal glasses. It's fun. Oh, Hugh Josky Bear wants to absolutely just bask in a Stanford loss. That's ACC power for you. Okay. 2 notes from college. Great to see it back. Week 1 gives us a very interesting thing that has never quite happened before. So for the first time ever, the Texas Longhorns were the number 1 team in the preseason AP poll. The Texas Longhorns open up at Ohio State, which is a monster first game of the year. Along with Texas being the first time ever in their long and glorious storied past in history, along with Texas being number 1 in the preseason poll for the first time ever, we have the preseason's number 1 as an underdog in their first game. Like, riddle me this, Batman. How is Ohio State not ranked above Texas if they are getting or giving points to Texas? Ohio State -2. Buckeyes are at home, obviously. Ohio State -2 versus Texas. So for the first time ever, Texas is a preseason AP number 1. And for the first time ever, the preseason number 1 is an underdog in their first game of the year. Again, this isn't a big gambling channel, although we will be adding Sleeper as a sponsor coming up soon. That will be starting soon. We got ourselves a very interesting gambling phenomenon going on right there. So I thought I'd have to share that with you. And just to let you know that absolutely everything is for sale now these days. Everything's for sale. I mean, every inch of the stadium is for sale. Every bit of sponsorship that you could put on anything is for sale. We know that. We see it everywhere we go. Well, now, if you are at the University of Oklahoma and you really want to go to that press conference, guess what? You can. You don't even need to be a media member to get there. The University of Oklahoma has announced that you can have access to a post-game press conference for $692. Again, $690, not enough. $692, that felt right to the Sooners. By the way, it's $692.11. $692 to come into this press conference, still not enough. Dime and a penny on top of that. For $692.11, you can purchase a ticket that admits 2 people to the Oklahoma-Michigan game's press conference on September 6th. Now, I think you also need tickets to the game. These don't get you tickets to the game. These are tickets to the press conference. I wonder if anyone is like, no, I'm not going to go to the game, but I'm going to that press conference. The official rollout of this from the Sooners is get exclusive post-game media access for you and one guest and see where real-time reactions unfold. Hear OU coaches and players address reporters moments after the final whistle. Watch the story take shape through the questions, the insights, and the atmosphere that set the headlines. First of all, A+ to whatever bullshit artist in Sooner marketing wrote that. Like that and the person on Zillow trying to put all the fancy buzzwords into some dumpy one-bedroom apartment. This quaint, charming one-bedroom apartment with outdoor access, and it's a fireplace. It's not a fireplace; it's a fire escape. All the fresh tiled bathroom. It's linoleum tiles from Kmart. But they're using all the buzzwords they can to make this shitty apartment sound better than it is. Look at what is going on here. I mean, the real question is, if I'm paying $692.11 at this press conference, can I ask a question? That to me is what I would want. Okay, so I've had the privilege in my career to be at roughly 1,000 press conferences, right? More than 1,000. But I've been at a lot of these press conferences. And I'm going to tell you, as much as I love sports, the only way you're going to find me in those is if someone's paying me to be there, like a station that I used to work for, or the algorithm that I'm trying to satisfy. Like, I'm either working for myself now and that's why I'm in there, or someone's paying me to be in there. Little advice from Uncle Damon. Don't you ever, never, ever, 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 never pay to get on an airplane to watch football practice. Never travel to a preseason game. Never travel to training camp. And certainly never pay to go to a press conference. Like, how lame is that? What a $10,000 millionaire type of move is that? Because I'll tell you, as someone who's been in some college press conferences in my career, there's a whole bunch of people in those press conferences wearing team colors, which means we got boosters in here. We got real big moneyed up alum in here. And they all stand quietly and they don't rabble rouse and they don't cheer. You're supposed to be quiet. There's no cheering in the press box, blah, 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 blah. But big boosters have been in that room for years because they've paid big money to have the type of access that says, just open the door for me when I'm frickin' in here. Now you get to pretend to be a big shot for $698.11. You can pretend to be a big shot. You and your drunk buddy, you and your kid can go and listen to Brent Venables. Ooh, who could turn that down for nearly $700? Damon, any big names cut today? No, nothing big that we've seen. Not yet anyways, but I have been not looking at the internet. I've been looking into this camera for over 46 minutes, but nobody here has blown up the spot with breaking news in the chat. So I don't think so. Not yet anyways. We talking about pressers, not a game, Sam Bruno, Mike. We talking about pressers. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, here's Barry Ford. Do I get to ask a question at the press conference? Thank you for the super, Barry. Yeah, that was my very first thought. What I'm paying for. Do I get a question? By the way, cozy equals tiny. In apartment speak, you are right. That is cozy equals this place is so small you got to leave to change your mind. You know, that's what cozy means in San Francisco apartment rental speak. Yeah, give the person who wrote that press release a raise. It's always great to see you, Damon. Is that Chat GPT? Did Chat GPT write that? I mean, I would really hope that a college would want an actual person doing the work, not Chat GPT, but what do I know? We're probably getting fooled all the time. Have you met Dean Chat GPT? At what point, by the way? At what point is there going to be a franchise run exclusively by AI? Like, we don't have a GM. We've got AI. We've got AI making every single roster decision. We're going to let AI do it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And by the way, the minute that team wins a championship, every team's going to fire their GM and have an AI GM. It's just going to happen. Kaiser Soze says, do the press conference, does that come with 4 trips to the Mushu? What? What? I don't know. I don't know. I like Mushu. I like Mushu pork. I've never been served Mushu at a press conference. My name is Jeff, says, hey, Damon, glad I finally caught it live. Love the content. Congratulations on the channel success. Well, thank you, Jeff. It's great to have you here. Like and subscribe and hit notify and don't miss anything live when we go live. AI GM, that's the Cowboys now, John Paul. No, as a matter of fact, I can prove to you that is all human error. If you had an AI running the Dallas Cowboys, the first step AI would tell you would be get Jerry Jones out of the room. Jerry's done a lot to shape this organization, but over the last 30 years, he's done more to misshape it than reshape it in the image of a champion. So what we're going to do, what AI is going to do, like what AI is going to do to all of us here on Earth is going to be like, we'll be better off as soon as we eliminate the humans entirely. Like, I can prove to you that AI might be used everywhere, but in Dallas. Seriously. Don't ever pay to go to a press conference. Friendly advice from Uncle Damon. Fourth place Giants. Should we even bother? The only reason why I know who the fourth place Giants play next is because they're playing the team that I also pay attention to next. The Giants have reached the point in the season to where if they weren't playing the Cubs starting on Tuesday night, I would not have known who's starting this 6-game homestand. It's the Cubs and Orioles. I looked. I had to find out about the Orioles. I knew the Cubs were coming because I pay attention to the Cubs. I'm like all done paying attention to the San Francisco Giants. But I also did notice that they took 2 or 3 from the Brewers to wrap up their latest road trip. Okay, wasn't expecting that one. So they took 2 or 3 from the Brewers. That's good. Cubs and Orioles come to town to start a 6-game homestand tomorrow night. But the only real baseball that I am very interested in watching is happening in movie form with a premiere tonight for our friend, my friend, Marty Lurie. Someone has done a documentary about Marty Lurie. I know this for a fact because I was asked to be in it. I tell off the record, on the record, Marty Lurie stories in the Marty Lurie doc, which I guess gets narrated by Bob Costas and is going to be premiered tonight in San Francisco at the Vogue. I'm sorry it's not open to the public. I shouldn't even be telling you maybe where it is. But I'm going with Jillian tonight. I'm attending the Marty Lurie movie premiere tonight. A sentence that I never thought I would be saying anywhere. Marty frickin' Lurie. JJ's like, can we get a sneak peek story? Look, I'll tell you tomorrow. I will tell you tomorrow about the Marty Lurie documentary. I mean, it's the kind of thing that like it's not going to get like a theatrical run, so it's got to come out on maybe it'll be on MLB Network. I don't know. That would be really cool. But maybe it'll be offered up to like Amazon or Hulu or Netflix. I don't know. Where do you put the Marty Lurie documentary? How many people know about him, know what he means to the Bay Area and baseball and its scene? Marty's a national treasure. They ain't making guys like Marty Lurie anymore. Marty's lived an incredibly interesting life. I could see how his life will make a really interesting documentary. I know what I know about Marty. There's a ton of shit I don't know. So I can't wait to see it. I love that guy. The name of the movie apparently is called Marty Lurie, a Baseball Mensch. And for those of you who don't know, Mensch in Yiddish means that's a good guy. That guy right there, see that guy? That guy, good guy. That's what Mensch means. Tonight, this is not open to the public. I'm sorry, SF Indigo. It's not. Marty Lurie, the guy's a legend. He can literally do 12 straight hours of talk radio and be relevant for all 12 hours. Well, that's because baseball is a mosaic. I love him. I love Marty. You know, it's a very small list of people that come visit you in the hospital. It's like a real litmus test for friendship, you know, a true litmus test for friendship. Will you visit your buddy in the hospital? Marty visited me in the hospital when I was in there coming back from El Stroco Loco. And God bless Marty. He walked in with a bagels and lox sandwich. Big, thick bagels and lox sandwich from me. Gives it to me. I said, Marty, I just had a stroke. I don't think I'm supposed to be eating that right now. He goes, come on, you're in the hospital. What could happen? He was right. I ate it. So there you go. There's your preview tonight. By the way, my name is Jeff. Wants to know, Damon, are you dressing in a tuxedo tonight? Are you going to get your wife a $20,000 dress for the red carpet? I actually joked about this with Jillian. I'm like, should I show up in a tux tonight? No, I'm not. I'm not going to be wearing a tux tonight. You know, I'm going to do the 50-year-old guy standard night on the town operating uniform, jeans, baseball related cool T-shirt, black blazer. That's perfect for the Marty Lurie premiere. That's standard operating procedure for a man my age. Sam Bruno, like pinkies up. Let me give you a little pinkies up right there. Bagels and lox. Marty knows what he's doing. Christopher, have you treated yourself to boy chick bagels yet? I have not. I don't know what boy check bagels are. I haven't even heard of them until right now. We got Red Jet saying, first of all, getting in that ganja jar. Thank you, Red Jet. Hit that like and sub button. Best wishes to our dear friend Chef A. Is everything okay with Chef A? Is there something I don't know about that I didn't see here? Everything okay? Hey, well, we got some good advice here from Pratish Gupta. Pratish Gupta? I'm sorry, I'm probably destroying that name, but thank you. It says, Damon, you can get to 50K by making some visual aids. People would be more drawn into the video if you had a graphic with your roster and depth chart. You're right about that. And when I sat down and I wrote my 53-man roster, I immediately started thinking, geez, I should have probably done this in something that I could have put up on the screen. And then it was too late and I had to start the show and I ran out of time. And again, there's a reason why in my entire career, the only thing I ever did was talk. I don't know how to produce a show. I don't know how to come up with graphics, but I hear you. Yeah, I do got to get better at all of this. But thanks for the advice. I'll take a good advice from anywhere. I was making my list. I'm like, why aren't I doing this in StreamYard? But I was halfway through the list. What do we have? Yes, I'm having a corneal transplant tomorrow. Well, Chef A, I hope everything goes well. I know Chef A's had the Google eyes for a long time there. She's had some eye trouble. So a corneal transplant. Oh, I hope it goes well. Chef A, I hope you can see into the future, or at least down to the cutting board so you didn't lop any fingers off or anything. But Chef A, of course, we love you. The very best. Very, very best. And, you know, when you're ready enough again to put your peepers back on the show, we will really love having you back in the audience. In the meantime, though, Chef A, rest your peepers and just listen to the podcast. Another way to support the show, download that podcast anywhere, whether you listen to it or not. I don't care. Download that son of a bitch. Damon Bruce Plus, anywhere you get your podcasts. Like and subscribe over there. Thank you for liking and subscribing over here. Thank you for all the love, all the supers today. I'm very, very lucky to have you. Got love for Chef A just pouring in here, and why wouldn't it? Chef A. Will do. Podcast love. Barry sending it to Chef A. Bang, bang to Chef A. Hang in there, bro. Seriously, I don't know if I could go through corneal transplant. I can't put a contact lens in my eye. I can't even open my eye underwater as a 50-year-old man in a swimming pool. Wouldn't do it. Couldn't do it. I got eye phobia. So good luck. God, good luck. Jeffrey says it's hard to take a team seriously when Jake Moody is your kicker. You know, this is going to absolutely haunt the 49ers all year long. And the minute he screws up, what are they going to do? Say they didn't see it coming? Thought they had the right guy? Stroke. Oh, my God. When? Barry, years ago, 2017. Was in the hospital for 22 days. They said you might not be able to move or speak again. I'm like, bullshit. I got things to do and I got things to say. So I'm back, baby. I'm back. Can't keep a good man down. No, really, I got really lucky and I got incredible care. I'm very lucky. Very, very lucky. Don't get cocky about strokes, because the number one piece of advice they gave me is you don't want a second one of these. You know, you survived the first kid. You don't want number two. I'm like, okay. Actually, I'm actually checking back in with doctors and things, and we're gonna get this in even better shape. I got a long life to live still. I got 2 adorable little kids. I need to stick around for a while. See, this is why I fucking love my audience. I seriously, Buster, we would have been friends in real life. Because when I tell my stroke story, I don't want a drop of sympathy from everyone, from anyone. I want jerking off jokes. I've had a stroke or two in the shower. That's what I'm talking about. My kind of fan right there. My kind of listener. My kind of person. I had a golf ball sized brain tumor removed in 2021. Barry, good God. Was it a Titleist? See, Barry, you and I would be friends too, because I know you like that Titleist joke. Everybody stay healthy. Them's the rules. Red Jet, Damon Bruce is my favorite asshole. No stroke can take him away from us. I said what I said. That's what I'm talking about. This is how we all know the relationships are real here. This isn't internet nonsense. This is real. And I thank you all so very much for really loving, liking, supporting this channel. Niners worldwide. Niners bombshell where? Exactly. Where's my bombshell? Where was the bomb? Where is the roster bombshell? Is it coming? Are you telling me they're loading the bombshell into the cannon right now and about to fire it at the NFL? The bombshell to me was, hey, man, they're working on a Terry McLaurin trade. No, they're not. No, they ain't. No, they're not. Is the bombshell going to be they seriously put Juwan Jennings on IR and he's going to miss the first 4 weeks and that's what we're doing over here? Is that going to be the bombshell? Damn. I mean, it's just nuts. I don't think a bombshell is coming. To me, waiving Jake Moody would be the bombshell. And how is that even a bombshell? Waiving the kicker that very few people trust shouldn't be a bombshell. That should be standard operating procedure. I believe I quote the great Tony Dungy when I say, it's a fucking kicker. Just go get another one. So obviously we'll be looking for and be looking at any and all roster machinations throughout the day. And we'll officially get it tomorrow, right? We'll officially get our 53-man roster tomorrow. I think I've officially given you the 53-man roster, though, today. I wish I had a visual aid. I should have had a visual aid. I mean, it's a story of my entire front of the class presentation. Probably should have had a visual aid to help this out. All right, we ready? You ready? Time for a little today in history. Very different musicians born today, August 25th. Happy birthday, 71st birthday to Elvis Costello, the lounge lizard himself. Elvis Costello, punk rocker to lounge lizard to English vagabond to Elvis Costello has been a lot of things musically, hasn't he? He keeps on showing up in Austin Powers movies. Elvis Costello's in Ricky Bobby. I didn't think that was going to happen, but he's there. He's having lunch with Mos Def at Jean Girard's backyard before the Talladega. As different of a musician as you could get from Elvis Costello, happy 67th birthday to Kiss's Gene Simmons. Big tongue on Gene Simmons. He orders the large bowl of soup with that thing. Never was a big Kiss fan. Respect Kiss. Not a big Kiss fan, though. Tim Burton. One of the most influential directors of our lifetimes, Tim Burton, 67 years old. He gave us Batman. He gave us Beetlejuice. He gave us The Nightmare Before Christmas. He gave us Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I mean, Tim Burton, very unique. 67 years old today. A very attractive double nickels being slapped on Claudia Schiffer, 80s supermodel, 90s supermodel, Claudia Schiffer, 55 today. Don't tell my wife Alexander Skarsgård is 49 today. I think Jillian would use her. I get one of these in my life card on Alexander Skarsgård if it were up to her. So He's 49. Maybe that makes him a little less desirable. But I'm 50, so Jillian's already made that bet with the universe. She's willing to sleep with a 50-year-old dude. 49 might sound young to her. God damn it, Alexander Skarsgård. I should be nervous. How about this? You want to go back to your childhood a little bit? Happy 47th birthday to Kel of Keenan and Kel. We all know what happened to Keenan Thompson. Kel Mitchell, I don't know what happened to him, but today he turned 47. So happy birthday to him. And happy birthday to the one woman in Hollywood apparently nobody even likes. And even though everybody likes Ryan Reynolds, the fact that she's married to him has hurt him and her. And nobody likes Blake Lively, but today she's 38 years old. She must be a freaking handful in person. What else we got going on here today? How many Catholics do we have out there? How many people grew up learning about the church? Today, in the year 325, so we're going all the way back. By the way, Catholicism as you know it wasn't quite handed down from God as much as it was decided at the Council of Nicaea. Today, the Council of Nicaea, the first ecumenical council of the Christian church, when basically everybody's like, hey, we got this thing. It's called Christianity. We got to know how to sell it. We need a story. We got to figure this shit out. We got to be consistent. So they put together the Council of Nicaea, and at the Council of Nicaea, one of the first things by the way, Council of Nicaea was called by Constantine, Emperor Constantine of Constantinople fame, said, we need to go ahead and we need to figure some shit out here. We need to get our story straight. Whether you believe in God or not, you have to admit they needed to get their story straight. And what they decided at the Council of Nicaea was that the God the Father, and God the Son, God, Jesus, and then something in the middle called Holy Trinity, what they decided at the Council of Nicaea was everybody's in the same weight class there. Jesus doesn't outrank God. God doesn't outrank Jesus. The Holy Spirit isn't outranked by either of them, nor does it outrank either of. They're all the same. It's the same. Everybody is a 4-star general in that little group right there. That was decided at the Council of Nicaea. Without that decision, we do not have modern Catholicism as we know it. So happy birthday to that. Today in 1609, Galileo demonstrated his first telescope to Venetian lawmakers. 1609. The only way. Before 1609, if you wanted to see something close, you had to walk your ass up to it and look at it close. Now, Galileo's like, yeah, check this out. They must have thought, what kind of crazy voodoo magic is that? Holy shit. So happy birthday to the telescope. Or at least the telescope's first official demonstration. Today in 1916, the National Park Service was officially created here in the United States. Thank God we got national parks. These are beautiful places, certainly worth preserving for generations, not being sold for incredible real estate value. Like, how much money do you think you could have gotten for a mansion that faces Half Dome, right? Like that would, in Yosemite, be like, I want to buy this plot of land that faces Half Dome. Thank God nobody was ever able to do that. By the way, the first ever national park was Yellowstone. Now, Yellowstone was formed before the National Park Service, obviously. But today, they're like, let's make that shit official. And I believe they've all been laid off by Doge. So, great. What a world we're living in. Not even the Council of Nicaea can come and save us. Today in 1939, The Wizard of Oz was released nationally. It premiered on August 15th, 1939 at Grauman's Chinese Theater down in L.A., but today's the day that Dorothy hit theaters nationwide. That's a monster moment in cinema. There is nothing from 1939 that today could entertain a modern child like The Wizard of Oz. My kids are both fascinated with The Wizard of Oz. They love it. It makes them happy. It makes them scared. They're afraid of the big bad witch. They're in awe every single time Dorothy goes from black and white into Munchkin Land, and now it's all in Technicolor. They're blown away by it like they've never even seen color. I'm pretty sure they grew up with colored televisions. So it's amazing that something made in 1939 still works so well on kids. What else from 39 could possibly do that? And you're right, Mike. I'm saying here, it's all about the Lollipop Guild. We represent the Lollipop Guild. What else have we got? Stick to sports, Damon. You're way off on Nicaea. No, I'm not. Rome, you don't know what you're talking. I know more about Catholicism than most. I was an altar boy. I went to Catholic school my whole life. I know an awful lot about theology. Don't fuck around with me. Council of Nicaea, I'm spot on, son. Get your Nicaea knowledge up, kid. Tell me about the Council of Nicaea. The things that we get into an argument about, I never had that one on the board. Okay, high-octane booze donation for reading your comments with the right inflection. May I suggest Early Times bottled or Bond 100 proof? It's outstanding value. Ooh, okay. I appreciate that. I know about Early Times. I absolutely know about Early Times. Bond 100 proof. Well, anything that's 100 proof is, got some oomph to it, but outstanding value. I'm looking for outstanding liquor value at all times. Thank you for the suggestions. Damon, can we get a Gregorian chant from you? Was the Trinity believed before Nicaea? Well, clearly some did, some didn't. What they decided in there is, let's get our story straight. Everybody is in the same ranking. How do you explain the Holy Trinity? It's a tough thing to sell to people. It really is. Let's see. So where were we? Wizard of Oz. That came out. Oh, another little something that affected the world that we live in today in 1944. Paris was liberated. World War II, Sacre Bleu, came to an end today in Paris. Just 2 months after the Normandy invasion. Second Armored Division under General Jacques-Philippe Leclerc entered the city, said, Paris, it's time to just go ahead and get your mimes back out here, get your French bread out, get your cheese, get your unpasteurized milk up. We are back, baby. Paris, let's fucking go. Paris is awesome, by the way. If you've never been to Paris, go to Paris. You're going to walk around Paris and you're going to go, wow, Paris, it's gorgeous. Let's see. Between the dates of August 25th, 1944, when Paris was liberated, and August 25th, 2001, absolutely nothing happened. And then in August of 2001, we lost Aaliyah. She and 8 others were killed in an overloaded plane in the Bahamas. Do you remember Aaliyah? Yeah, that's she was talented, man. She was beautiful. She could really sing. I think she really got done wrong by what's his name? Oh God, what's he? The guy? I believe I can. R. Kelly, rapist. Yeah, but yeah, I remember that was big news in 2001 when Aaliyah's plane went down in the Bahamas. Who was the jackass who was too heavy who got on that plane? Who was the one person who was like, "No, I can fit. I can. Let me on." Now they're all gone. Today in 2012, Voyager 1 entered interstellar space beyond our own solar system, becoming the first man-made object to ever leave our own solar system. Okay. We were just talking about Voyager satellites the other day. We got more Voyager news being made today in 2012. Finally, today in 2013, at the 2013 MTV Video Music Awards, a bony ass Miley Cyrus inflicted the word and the gestures of twerking on the American public, which had not quite seen it before. Unless, of course, you've been to a strip club, in which case you knew exactly what that looked like, but you just didn't know what they called it. Well, we found out today that's called twerking. And I don't think Miley Cyrus had the ass to really do that or roll out that launch, but she did, that bony chick. And she did it with Robin Thicke, which means they must have been performing Blurred Lines. Remember that? That song was everywhere for a minute or two. That video had some extraordinary bouncing breasts in it. I think that's where we met the Emily Ratajkowski, that chick. Yeah, she was in that video. Kind of legit video. The video was better than the song. The song was good, but then kind of became like a douchey anthem. The video was strong to very strong. Yeah, San Bruno Mike. He's like, dude, Blurred Lines video. There you go. Gotta love the show, Damon. JJ, you don't have to, but the fact that you do means an awful lot to me. So thank you very, very much for doing that. I think we got to all the Choopers. We got Buster, we got Sam Bruno Mike, we got Red Jet, we got Barry, we got Carlos Niners, we got All-Star Luna, Ernberg, Rita, we got Sam Bruno Mike. Thanks to everyone. Thank you very much. By the way, you're right. Copycat of Give It Up. That is absolutely ripped off by Marvin Gaye. The fact that they didn't, did he try to get away with that? Didn't they pay? They paid Marvin, I hope, or Marvin's estate. But yeah, there's no doubt that is Gotta Give It Up by Marvin Gaye. I mean, do the people who try to get away with that think that like no one's ever heard Marvin Gaye before? Like no one's going to pick this up. Like, come on. Of course we can hear it. And there you go. That is today's show. I thank you. We will be back with official 53-man rosters. We'll compare notes between mine and what actually happened. Stay tuned all day long because if a bombshell hits the 49ers roster, I don't think they're going to be hit by a bombshell, but if there is, we will be all over that. And then tomorrow I'll also tell you about Marty Lurie's premiere, for goodness sakes. Who'd have thunk it? Awesome, awesome stuff. I thank you for being here today. I thank you for picking up a sandwich at Ike's, checking out Ike's Catering for your office, for your next group, whatever thing you're doing. Check out my man Ike's, if you would, please. He's got something delicious absolutely waiting for you right there, right now. Get it from Ike's. Sign up for the Love Rewards program. Our friends at the Dubliner West Portal, we love you. Thank you so very much for taking great care of us all the time. Thanks to everyone for being in here today. Great stuff. We'll be back at it 11 a.m. West Coast on Tuesday with another live stream for you. But in the meantime, please remember that sports don't build character. They reveal it. And like that, he's gone.